Her Highness the Honorable Lady, spouse of His Majesty the Sultan and the spouse of His Excellency President of Egypt hold cordial talks at Al Alam Palace. Dozens of Palestinians are killed and others wounded by Israeli occupation raids on several areas of Gaza Strip. And Washington and Ankara stress the need to reach a political solution in Syria as the civil war intensifies. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Her Highness the Honorable Lady, spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, and Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi, spouse of His Excellency President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, held a cordial talk at Al Alam Palace this morning. During the meeting, a number of topics of common interest were reviewed, as well as ways to enhance existing areas of cooperation inspired by the fraternal ties and good relations that unite the two countries and their peoples. The meeting was attended by a number of Their Highnesses, ladies, and high-level female figures from both sides. Her Highness the Honorable Lady, spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, accompanied by Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi, spouse of His Excellency the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, visited the National Museum this morning. Her Highness the Honorable Lady and the guests were received upon their arrival by His Excellency Jamal bin Hassan al-Musawi, Secretary General of the National Museum, and a number of museum officials. Her Highness the Honorable Lady and the spouse of His Excellency the Egyptian President toured the museum's sections and halls and its collections in antiquities, which tell the story of Omani antiquity throughout the ages. During the visit, they briefed about the educational activities implemented by the museum's Learning Center through presenting one of the artistic sessions for students, which sheds light on the historical Omani-Egyptian relations extending thousands of years through the export of frankincense to pharaonic Egypt. Her Highness the Honorable Lady and the spouse of His Excellency the Egyptian President toured the Hall of the Earth and the Human, and the manifestations of decorations and the culture of perfume were displayed throughout the ages, while in the Hall of Maritime History, the Soon-bodied boat was displayed as a model of ancient Omani ships. In the Hall of Weapons, they learned about the types of swords and Omani daggers. In the Hall of the Grandeur of Islam, there are exhibits that embody creative expression, most notably the Mihrab al-Uwaina Mosque. The visit witnessed the display of the exhibits of Sayyida Salma bint Sa'id al-Busaidi in the Hall of Oman and the world. The visiting concluded with the spouse of His Excellency the Egyptian President recording a speech in which she expressed her admiration for the museum's exhibits and its importance in reviving Omani history and culture. Her Highness the Honorable Lady, spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, hosted a special luncheon at Al Alam Palace today in honor of Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi, spouse of His Excellency the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, on the occasion of her visit to the Sultanate of Oman. The luncheon was attended by a number of Their Highnesses, ladies, and prominent female figures from both sides. Dozens were killed and injured in Israeli raids on several areas of the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Ministry of Health reported that Israeli occupation drones bombed the vicinity of a school in the El Rimal neighborhood west of Gaza City, which led to the martyrdom and injury of a number of Palestinians. 8 Palestinians were also killed in an Israeli bombing of a house in the El Karama area northwest of Gaza City. A World Food Program official warned of famine in northern Gaza, saying that aid distribution routes must be secured in the Strip. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called for the protection of civilians and minorities in Syria as opposition groups continue to seize swaths of territory from government forces. During a phone conversation with Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, Secretary Blinken emphasized the importance of protecting civilians, including members of minority groups across Syria. The Secretary also discussed the need of political solution to the conflict. Meanwhile, Syrian opposition group said they have started to surround government-held Damascus after sieging towns close by earlier today. Ukraine's national police shared video footage of cars and buildings ablaze at the scene of Russia's latest attack on Ukraine's Zaporizhia late last night. According to Zaporizhia Regional Military Administration, at least 10 people were killed and 24 others injured, including children. The attack damaged a service station and nearby buildings and vehicles, and some areas in the region experienced power outages. Separately, a missile damaged an administrative building in Kryvyi Rih, also in the southeast of the country, killing 2 people. Nobel Prize Science laureates expressed their concerns over the future of artificial intelligence at a press conference held today ahead of this year's award ceremony on Tuesday, December 10th. British-Canadian scientist Geoffrey Hinton, who co-won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Physics, said AI could reach superintelligence within 5 to 20 years, a time frame which was much sooner than he had previously thought. Superintelligence refers to a hypothetical AI which exceeds human intelligence. Hinton, who is dubbed the godfather of AI, also expressed his worry that military uses of AI were not being properly regulated by governments. Another scientist said AI could be used to help developing countries, but criticized what he described as a concentration of AI control in the hands of a few powerful people. The Himam Trail Run Race 2024 concluded with remarkable performance by elite runners from around the world. More details are in the following report.
The Himam Trail Run Race 2024 delivered thrilling competition and inspiring performances, marking a milestone in endurance sports in the region. The 110 kilometers Hajar Ultra began in the Wilaya of Al-Hamra, passing through the picturesque Misfat Al-Abriyin village all the way, crossing the rugged trails of Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar to reach the finish line in Birkat Al-Moz in the Wilaya of Nizwa. Moroccan athlete Rashid Al-Murabiti secured first place in the male category, while Omani runner Saleh Al-Saidi achieved second place. In the female category, Spain's Mate Miura claimed the top spot.
I am very happy. I think the starting the finish line for all the people is win, because this kind of races are very long, and you never know what can happen. And then win, I think, is a beautiful thing, and more one when you run a very crazy and hard race. So I am very happy.
The 55 kilometers Skyward Canyon race started in the historic neighborhood of Imti in the Wilaya of Izki. Participants ran through the orchards of the area, ascended the trails of Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar, and passed through its charming villages before crossing the finish line in the Birkat Al-Moz in the Wilaya of Nizwa. Omani runner Ghaith Al-Saidi triumphed in the male category, leading a strong local performance. In the female category, Australia's Karis Brown dominated, while Omani runner Nadir Al-Harithi demonstrated perseverance, finishing 7th.
The most technical but beautiful race in the world. This year I decided just to pace it a little bit better. The climb is brutal. You know, Jabal Akhtar, you're running up Jabal Akhtar. And so this time I thought I'll just chill, take it a little bit easier this time, and then save my energy. And once you get up the top, then you see the view. And this was incredible. And then this motivates you, I think, just to keep going. And the people cheering you motivates you to keep going. The terrain is just amazing.
I'm very happy. This is my 3rd time to participate the same race, the same distance. But my score, it was different this time. And I was focused on my training for a few months back. And I want to give something and for myself and for community, and I'm happy to be part of this amazing event.
The Himam Trail Run Race continues to serve as a platform for athletes to test their limits, with an impressive international turnout of more than 4,000 athletes from 65 countries. This year's edition highlighted the spirit of cultural exchange, while also emphasized Oman's growing reputation as a global destination for mountain sports. Himam Trail Run Race 2024 was not only a test of endurance, but a discovery of Oman's beautiful nature, adding value to the touristic and economic development. Reporting from the Wilaya of Nizwa, this is Saleh Bakhalfan Al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Jalanda Al Saeed, the Village of Happiness Carnival celebrated the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, bringing joy to over 2,000 children through inclusive activities and performances. More details are in the following report.
Happiness has countless paths and keys that never lock. And one of the greatest of them is that your hand is the one that brings joy and happiness to the hearts of others, allowing the sun of happiness to shine in your heart without seeking it. Under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahad bin Al-Jalanda Al Saeed, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University, the Village of Happiness Carnival celebrated the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Organized by Her Highness Sayyida Hujayja bint Jafar Al Saeed in collaboration with the Civil Aviation Club. The event welcomed over 2,000 children from rehabilitation centers and expatriate communities, fostering an inclusive and joyous atmosphere.
We are celebrating the International Day for People with Disability, this carnival to showcase their talents, and we are providing them different activities that they can enjoy.
The carnival featured diverse activities, including luxury car rides, magic shows, petting zoos, circus performances, and workshops in arts, crafts, and virtual reality. Children with disabilities performed in the opening ceremony, delivering a moving poetry recital and a dance. Her Highness praised the talents of individuals with disabilities and expressed gratitude to sponsors. Her Excellency Sumaira Chaudhry, UNICEF Oman representative, highlighted the event's role in promoting inclusivity and reaffirmed UNICEF's commitment to ensuring all children in Oman can thrive in a supportive environment.
I'm the representative of UNICEF in the Sultanate of Oman. It's such an honor to be here today in the Village of Happiness, and looking around me, you can see that happiness, you can feel that happiness, as this event is about children with disabilities feeling part of the society and having an opportunity to enjoy them as well. We really are grateful to Her Highness Sayyida Hujayja for bringing all of these wonderful families and people together for International Day of People with Disabilities.
It was really my first time to come here. The carnival like this, I didn't ever attend it before, and it is something so special for me. It was something so special for me, and the feeling is so like unbelievable and cannot be described in the words.
The Village of Happiness Carnival stood as a testament to the power of community and inclusion, bringing joy to all who participated. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
A delegation from the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry concluded its visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia by concluding commercial partnerships between the two parties. This came after intensive field visits and meetings between Omani businessmen and their Saudi counterparts to learn more about the sectors in which they operate and their successful experiences. The Omani delegation also learned about Saudi experiences in the fields of investment, development of small and medium enterprises, and innovation related to artificial intelligence technologies, cybersecurity, and the Internet of Things. A lecture entitled Results of Archaeological Techniques at the Dahwa Archaeological Site in the Wilaya of Saham, which was held in the Wilaya of Suhar. The lecture was organized by the Department of Heritage and Tourism in the North Al-Batina Governorate. It aimed to increase awareness of the importance of these sites in enhancing the Omani cultural identity and introducing the Dahwa Archaeological Site. The 20th International Symposium on Atherosclerosis concluded successfully in the Sultanate of Oman, drawing over 1,200 participants from 62 countries and showcasing advancements in cardiovascular health and international collaboration. More details are in the following report.
The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Oman Society of Lipid and Atherosclerosis in collaboration with the Minister of Health, successfully concluded the 20th International Symposium on Atherosclerosis from December 4th to 6th, 2024 at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center.
Well, this is the first time such a big conference of the International Society of Atherosclerosis held in the region. It is held in collaboration with the Oman Society of Lipids and Atherosclerosis and with many other societies participating, such as the Oman Diabetes Association, Oman Heart Association, and the Gulf Heart Association.
The international conference is mainly focused on atherosclerosis and cardiovascular disease. As we know, is a major burden in Oman and the whole Arabian Gulf countries, as myocardial infarction and cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in these countries. So the conference joins around 1,200 individuals around the world to discuss about new modalities and new ways to treat hypercholesterolemia and also other risk factors and how we can modify lifestyle in the management of cardiovascular disease.
Themed towards the prevention of cardiovascular diseases through precision medicine, the event was the first of its kind in Oman and the MENA region. It gathered over 1,200 participants from 62 countries, including global experts who shared groundbreaking research on cardiovascular health.
The International Atherosclerosis Society is very excited to be in Muscat, Oman this week in partnership with the Oman Society for Lipid and Atherosclerosis, celebrating our 20th International Symposium on Atherosclerosis. We have over 1,200 delegates from around the world, including 100 faculty from over 60 countries. So we are very excited to be here. It's the last day of our Congress, and it's been a huge success.
The program featured diverse sessions and collaborations with organizations such as the Gulf Center for Disease Prevention and Control, the International Diabetes Federation, and the World Heart Federation, offering advanced educational and research opportunities.
The 20th International Symposium on Atherosclerosis is an important event for all of us. Especially for me personally, I am an interventional cardiologist. I deal with a lot of patients who are suffering from cardiovascular diseases, and therefore I want to keep myself updated all the time about the latest guideline recommendation and the latest knowledge in this field.
The symposium highlighted Oman's advanced medical services and growing reputation as a hub for international scientific events, inspiring local professionals to excel in healthcare and research. It underscored Oman's commitment to addressing global health challenges through collaboration and innovation.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Her Highness, the Honorable Lady, spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, and the spouse of His Excellency, President of Egypt, hold cordial talks at Al Alam Palace. Dozens of Palestinians are killed and others wounded by Israeli occupation raids on several areas of Gaza Strip. And Washington and Ankara stress the need to reach a political solution in Syria as the civil war intensifies. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night, and we hope you've had an enjoyable weekend.